Okay, folks, this is a reaction video from the Vanguard. Well, my reaction to the Vanguard is a reaction video. Put out there saying that Jimmy Dore and RBN, they're falling out, and that the low numbers. They're saying that because of Jimmy Dore, because they got an argument with Jimmy Dore, and they're now not dealing with Jimmy Dore, but they still are dealing with him, but not differently. But I believe RBN, because they say that it's because of October 7th and the Israeli crisis, the Palestinian, that's when the numbers got down. They lost the numbers, the viewers. Well, according to these guys, it's because of Jimmy Dore. I doubt that. They weren't really. There was an argument with Rome, but I don't think I think they kind of made up. They kind of make up, actually. So there was a disagreement, but they still make it up. I didn't really disown them. I think it was just okay, they were threatened. Jimmy Dore threatened them, but he didn't disown them. So he gave them a warning, actually. What am I saying? He gave them a warning. So, but they're saying that is because of Jimmy Dore. But I get these guys, because RBN calls these guys out. When Nick calls these guys fake leftists. But these guys they're more like liberals. Kind of shit libs. Sometimes they're shit libs. They have good content. They're okay. Yeah, but they're wrong. I don't agree with all of them. Everything they do. They're kind of like they're wrong. They're shit libs, kind of. Their views are. They're not as bad as others. Like Jimmy Dore, he's a shit lib. Even though RBN, they got support from him, but they know that. I understand why they would try and get help from Jimmy Dore. I understand that, but RBN, because they do all the stuff they do activism in their community. They're not just the web guy on the couch. They do other things. They help their community. So I understand they're just kind of desperate. They need the money. Like the whole network, Sabi and CJ. So I see they do things for their network. So I understand these guys. They got to do what they got to do. Little Jimmy Dore is a shit lib. These guys are right about Jimmy Dore. Even though he has some things he's right on, Jimmy Dore, actually. But these guys are right or wrong about. I don't understand that. They say they call these guys grifters. So I don't know. I don't think they're grifters. RBN at one point. But these guys are. I understand RBN. You can see they show us the work they do on the ground. You know what I mean? These guys don't do anything. Even though they actually made it, but these guys don't do any activism, Vanguard, anything like that. The so-called leftists. But in fairness, they admit that they don't do anything. So we could call these guys more grifters than RBN, actually. But anyways, let's see what he says. They say
continue to simp for Trump and pretend he's not a right winger. Well, Druid, I feel like part of this, if not all of it, has already kind of happened. I feel like RBN and Jimmy Dore sort of already did have their.
Let me see. In their lines, Jimmy Dore, RBN, and Dore will have a big falling out in their lines, and Jimmy Dore will continue to simp for Trump. Yeah, Dore, he's still selling for Trump. He's right about that. But RBN they have criticized Trump. Actually, Nick has criticized Trump. Nick has criticized Trump. I know CJ hasn't. Nick and Rome have criticized Trump. He's wrong about that. And Sabi hasn't really. Like Sabi, there's still kind of a lot of Jimmy Dore viewers still go to his show. Or a show. And Rome, I haven't seen, I don't think Rome has a show. But he's on with CJ. And when there's another guy, there's another guy. He's a LGBT guy. He has his own show. He's kind of, I don't know, I guess he goes after, I don't know if he goes after Trump. But they will criticize Trump. I mean CJ, definitely. I mean, Rome and Nick, they criticize Trump. So, I used to think that too. They don't, but they actually do.
Falling out, because as you remember, Jimmy was going back and forth on Twitter with Rome, and I think Sabi, it was Sabi, right? Because she interviewed Peter Dow, and Jimmy didn't like that she refused to call him an op or a Democratic plant or something. They went back and forth, and then Rome called out Jimmy on Twitter for doing a softball interview with RFK, to which Jimmy Dore responded, 2 strikes, I can sense a third one coming, basically threatening to cut them off entirely. We covered that at the time. But yeah, I mean, I totally agree with you, Tool Droid. And I think, as I said, this already is kind of happening, which is proved by this hilarious tweet from Nick, which I saw earlier, posting his L's, why don't you? He says, we went from 400,000 views per month to 200,000 in mid-October. One of the many ways we are suppressed is illustrated in this screenshot. How can we have 391 likes but only 136 views? And then he's posting this screenshot. What he's not including is that this is just YouTube, like, taking a couple minutes to load the view count of your video. This happens to us all the time. This happens to all channels, like after you do a live stream. And
yeah, he's right, though. Nick is right. Because I know it's, I don't know. In my videos, I had a copyright strike, not a copyright, I had some kind of strike on my video, and I noticed that when any new ones that I posted, the views weren't that, they're kind of lower than they would be. Everything's that copyright, that strike against the video. It's the strike I got, and I don't know. I think he's right, though. These guys are wrong. They're right, too. This could be the reason why it takes long. But he's right. They know anyways. He knows. I think he's not stupid. Because they're saying that he's stupid. They don't know about that. And you have people there that help, they're tech people there. But there's some guy there, a woman, I think, a woman, I think. And then she, I think they know this. If it was that loading, takes time to load the views come after. That's what they're saying after the stream ends. But I think I think Nick is right. And they know what they're talking about. And these guys are wrong.
Ends for the first 30 minutes or so that it's up. It's not counting the views that it got while it was live. It's only counting the views that it got since it was live. So what this actually means is that they got 136 views since this live stream ended, and then probably 20 minutes after the screenshot was taken, YouTube added back on the extra 1,000 or 2,000 that they had while live. But it's pretty funny that posting their L's there, which in my opinion is directly tied to the fact that Jimmy Dore cut them off, stopped inviting them on his show, stopped going on their show, stopped liking their tweets, stopped retweeting them, stopped giving them that attention, which was basically fueling their viewership, as we suspected. And then he also says, I really wish there was a YouTube files, just like there was a Twitter files. They make it so obvious with the suppression and shady algorithm tactics. RBN really has them.
Bro, they're so scared. They're so scared of you, bro. Oh my gosh, you in your apartment in Kansas City, Missouri. You're a threat to the establishment. No, what's going on is you were sucking Jimmy Dore's ball sack for a living.
Oh Lord, I'm gonna defend RBN. I think you guys are a bunch of nobodies, anyways. So he's right. They're scared. They're saying things that the so-called mainstream media, even so-called leftists like you, won't even go into certain topics. They go deeper into that, like they really are radical. Because of Jimmy Dore, I think they're gonna be okay anyway. Like, who cares about Jimmy Dore? They're gonna be okay, folks. I think so. And these guys are just, you're right. They're a bunch of shit lips. You guys are shit lips. You call you guys anyways. You know, from time to time, you're entertaining. That's why I describe. You're entertaining always. But they, in terms of like news and information, what's going on in the world, they do a good job actually. Nick does a good job. He has lots of receipts and stuff to back it up. It's not mainly just a reaction channel, you see. Nick, RB is not that's a reaction. These guys are more reaction. You guys are a reaction channel. So you guys are, they're more valuable to the total landscape. So the left landscape, they're more valuable than you guys. Because you just get a reaction. There's a reaction reaction channel. That's what you guys are. So so they're not scared of you guys. He's right, they're scared of more radical views. They are scared of the radicals. Even the progressive, that's why the progressive movement is being hampered. People on the inside, maybe by the government, go in there and mess with it. Certain operatives go in there and that's why the left is dead. Rick is right. Nick said the left is dead in North America. It's garbage. So-called leftist movement. Because guys like you, shit lips like you.
And then you pissed him off and he cast you aside and now your audience is reeling from it. Yep, welcome to the party. This is what you said would never happen to you because you were real. Yeah. And this is in spite of the fact that they still fucking debase themselves at every opportunity. I think that Savvy will still be able to court the some of the Jimmy Dore audience, but I think as far as the entire RBN network goes, no, they're never going to recover from this. And the other thing is I always think it's really funny when people are like, "Oh, YouTube is like suppressing our content." Guys, I've looked into that a lot. Really, it's just people aren't watching left YouTube content anymore. Yeah. Really, it's just that people, and we've always been honest with you guys about that. Like, hey. Like, obviously, it's not getting promoted, but it's just also in 2016, there was about 100x at least more viewership than we have right now as a left. So we're all fighting over the crumbs. And where is the bulk of the viewership for politics on YouTube? It's with the right wing. That's why you've seen all of these accounts that are desperate to keep their viewership up. Start fucking, Freudian slip there. To pander to the right wing, to like frame all their content to be really soft and easy when you have guys like Vivek and RFK and all these guys on your show, and then be like hard as nails against.
Well, he made my point. Because the left media, so-called leftist media, even online, it sucks nowadays. Sorry, folks. And the movement's down. So they made this point too, RBN. The movement here, the so-called left movement, leftist, it seems like it's at a low point. Like it's really down. I mean, it's really shit. And he blames the Social Democrat movement. blames for this. They've been infiltrated by he thinks they've been infiltrated by the CIA. The Nick thinks. He's just conspiracy theorist, just like I am, but maybe he's right. But overall, the movement is kind of a down period. And guys they're not really serious. He's right, you guys are not serious actors here. Do you really want to make change? I mean, there are a lot of actors are grifters in this space. So on the right wing also, but it's a lot on the left wing. They're just grifters. I don't know if these guys are grifters. You can say these guys are grifters, but they believe they're left, they're liberals. So they're not, I won't say the Vanguard is the grifters. But because they do what they do, they do reaction videos. They don't really, like Nick, his show is more informative. If you look at RBN, it's more informative than these guys. I mean, even the Young Turks, which is terrible, like the way some of their views, so-called progressive channel, but they're more informative than you guys. They give news, but sometimes they're inaccurate. No, most of the times, sometimes inaccurate news. Lately, it's been even on Israel. It's been inaccurate in a way. They give news, but they have inaccurate news. Not correct, not totally true, totally solid. So, but they're informative at least. You know what I mean? Even MR Majority Report, they're informative. You know, they're not serious. They're liberals. I mean, they're like, you guys are like Vosh. Vosh is like a reactionary, but he gives news content. There's news content on there. You get information. It's actually content. He does. And there's reaction to other leftists and right wingers. But he has some news on his show. But he's reactionary to, but RBN does the most. He has a lot of receipts. They come with receipts, a lot. More than any other of these shows. A lot of content. I think they have more receipts than TRIT. Okay, they come with receipts, but often the time they're not accurate receipts. Anyways, folks, that's my rant.
Marianne Williamson, or be hard as nails against Cornel West. Never ask any questions about the voting history of the Republicans that come on your show, right? But have never let anybody have a moment's rest if you're a progressive, right? And doing that where it's like progressive's bad, rah, I'm always mad at the progressive, but hey, look at this interesting and cool thing a Republican did. That's their new lane, which is how they've been able to sustain themselves up to this point, right? And then
Marianne Williamson is a fraud. Definitely not serious. You guys still want to push Marianne Williamson, and you're wrong about they attack liberals more because they're trying to change the so-called leftist movement and to be serious. Be a serious movement. That's what they're trying to do. The Republicans are clowns. They know that. The right wing's terrible. He does criticize the right wing. I mean, nowadays, he's criticizing them for the free speech now. With this thing with Israel. Now, if you listen to his show, he's criticizing the right wing on Israel. So-called cancel culture, which they're doing. But he's trying to he's critiquing the left. And he's right, RBN, Nick was saying that's what their main thing, the left. And he's a Marxist too, right? So he's trying to get the left, so-called left movement back to the left. Because now it's going to the right. The movement's going to the right. And the Overton window. The guys like you are pushing it. We're not just to the well, guys like TYT actually, another leftist channel, Just Destiny, pushing it to the right and making it ineffective. He's trying to move the left to the where it's supposed to be. That's what Nick is trying to do. So he's criticizing the left. The movement's screwed up. I mean, it's fake, like some of it. So he's trying to keep it on that to the left. So that's why he criticizes the left more than the right. But we all know the right wings are clowns. I mean, you should call them out more, I guess. But still, he calls them out once in a while. But you know they're clowns. We all know that they're terrible. I mean,
what they'll do is they'll turn around and they'll make fun of the more authentic lefty channels and be like, see, you guys don't even get any views. You're not even relevant. And it's like, yeah, dude, that's because the left movement is dead in this country. And we're actually trying to be honest to our viewpoints. We're actually trying to...
Actually, he does say that. He just said the left movement is shitty. He says the left movement is shitty. Nick says that. They do say that, actually.
You know, be consistent, work through it so that when I look back, I'm still proud of the work that I've done in my career. You know, we're playing the long game over here at the Vanguard. I don't care that I have 130 live viewers right now. At least I'm not fucking saying shit I don't believe or that it's poisonous for the fucking environment.
Yeah, and blaming the YouTube algorithmic suppression.
Actually, they don't believe? Oh my God. They don't believe? That's a big stretch. Oh my God, this crazy.
On our channel.
This is crazy, man.
LOL, this is so cringe. I can't imagine just posting such a fucking fat L when it's so obvious again that it's not because of YouTube suppression. It's because Daddy Dore.
Because of Jimmy Dore. Oh my God, I believe Nick. Nick said it was since October this happened, mid-October, and that's when they did the thing on Israel. You say it's Jimmy Dore, and the Jimmy Dore thing happened well before that. I think that was months before. I should go back, but I'm not gonna go back. That argument they had, or with Cornel West. Oh, it was a Cornel West. They just said it right. That was months. That was in August. So it was 3 months after that. Before that. So all of a sudden now. So he cut them. Why didn't he cut them off then? See, I believe Nick. He just all of a sudden he cuts them off now. You think? Like why would he wait 3 months to cut them off? Doesn't make any sense.
You off. He said, nope, enough is enough. I'm done playing with you guys. I have a new toy, which is the Do Dissidents boys, who will loyally suck my cock and never call me out when I throw out like...
Dissidents boy. Yeah, maybe he's right about those guys, kind of. I like that. Those guys are not bad still. I mean, they're actually good things to say, actually. And they're not as bad. You know, Jimmy Dore is a goof, but Do Dissidents are not. Those guys are okay. I don't agree with them. Everything.
Blatantly white supremacist talking points about fucking... What was he saying about how Cornel West needs to shut up about racism in this country?
Yeah, literally. And he was like, I tried...
Yes, Nick recently said... He said that Nick recently mentioned that, and they actually scolded. He said like he said on air recently. See, they had an agreement. See, he said I disagree with my brother Jimmy on that, and he's totally wrong about that. So he did disagree. He did call him out. Actually, he did call out Jimmy Dore.
I had to explain that to him, but he pretended he was too stupid to understand. I was like, you are a fucking crazy person right now. Or how about his remarkable theory?
Yeah, Jimmy Dore's a bigot, so...
That Alex Jones was being fed information by the CIA, and then they gave him bad data on Sandy Hook to discredit him. Boy, we got to get that. We got to get that kid and his grandpa back to the old folks home. I don't know.
Alex Jones is crazy. That's wrong. That's terrible what he did to the people there, to the parents at that Sandy Hook. That's terrible. But the thing is, the that's terrible. But Jones is himself is an op. He's a CIA plant. Some say he's a plant. Nick said that too. I don't know. A lot of people say he's a plant. And Alex Jones is terrible.
I think there's some. I don't know. It's starting to cross the line. At first, it was funny. My grandpa, he used to work at a fucking home for the asylum. For people like the do dissidents guys. I don't want to be politically correct. Just the kind of place where you go if it's too hard for you to live in regular society. They made a movie about it. I think One Flew Over the Cuckoo's Nest. Those kinds of people, right? My grandpa used to work in one of those places in like the early '70s. Okay, Louisville, Kentucky. And I swear to God, they did not have very good regulation at that facility in the early '70s. Okay, this is like prime time. I mean, and he used to take all of the the people out of the asylum, and he would take them to the amusement park, right? Because him and his buddies that worked there thought it was fucking hilarious, right? To put them on the roller coaster. All these like fucking people that are all like fucking, out of their mind on lithium and shit. And it feels like that's kind of like the experience of what the Do Dissidents guys get every time they go on the Jimmy Dore show. It's like, it is funny for the rest of us to watch. You let the people out of the asylum and you put them on a roller coaster. But at the end you still need somebody to grab a couple Kleenexes, wipe the dribble away, and tuck them back into bed. Because while it's amusing for the rest of us, you have a deep sense that it's wrong. It's immoral. You shouldn't subject people who are so desperate just to be loved and just to be,
You think they're desperate? Oh, Lord. Nah. Hey, but he's doing better than you guys. Hey, that's it, man. What can I say? What can I say? You do better than you guys. The Do Dissident boys. They're all right. I guess they're doing the Jimmy Dore thing to survive. They don't need Jimmy Dore. I mean, to me anyways, but I don't know. But these guys are okay, man. You're just talking, they do dissidents. I mean, these guys they have more, even those guys have information. Like, they don't just do reaction. They do reaction, but they have actually news too. So they do both. But they're more of I think they're more, especially in these spaces, these guys are more valuable than you guys. Jimmy, the Do Dissidents and the RBN. Even though Jew dissidents they don't do totally leftist things. They're more like liberals. I would call them liberals. They're informative, so they're okay. The information there. They do reactionary, react to other people, other content creators. But they do news too. They react to news of the day. But those guys are more invaluable than you guys, because you guys just do reactionary, react other content creators. So.
Part of the group, you shouldn't expose them.
Which I'm doing now.
To that mockery, you shouldn't treat them like dogs. But anyway, that's just a quick note on the Do Dissidents. My heart goes out to them and what they go through.
That's good. Heart goes out to them. They're liberals like you, but they're not shit lips. They call you guys shit lips. You know that.
Every day.
Yeah, dude. And speaking of Jimmy, by the way, I was hoping to react to this today on the show. Unfortunately, it has not been posted on the channel yet for whatever reason, but this did happen. Jimmy Dore interviewing Alex Jones. So,
oh my God.
As this person on Reddit pointed out, I remember in 2016 when Jimmy spit in Alex Jones's face at the DNC convention. When Alex Jones was banned from Twitter, Jimmy made a big stink about it. Now they're talking conspiracies. What a difference 7 years makes. And that's so true. I mean, Jimmy and his ilk love to gaslight people. I never changed. You changed. Yeah, I didn't change. The left changed. The left left me. Well, bro, unfortunately, we have the receipts. And yeah, 7 years ago, you were spitting in the fucking mug of Alex Jones, who you're now, warmly inviting on your show to have a little chit chat about your tinfoil bullshit.
Alex Jones. Oh, Jesus. I didn't even saw that. I want to check that out. Oh, that's crazy, though. It's nonsense. That's more. That's a waste of time, actually. Anyways, folks, that's going to be it for this RBN and Vanguard. This is the first or second for the new year. I don't know. First video or second video. Anyways, folks, what do you think about that? Like, subscribe, and comment.